Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, wherever it is you are watching from. Welcome back to Infinity Broadcasting and welcome back to the Legends World Challenge here for round number 8 of Season 1 of the Legends World Challenge. Out here at Belle Isle here this afternoon after being out at another concrete jungle in Long Beach last week. We now go to another one here in Belle Isle, one that could be considered even more dangerous and dastardly than the previous. I'm your commentator this afternoon, as always, Hamish Munro, bringing you all the action through sight and sound here for the Legends World Challenge. We've got some new drivers in the field tonight, some old favourites as well as others who will be competing in Season 2 next season over in SRW as well. So strap in, get ready. It's going to be a big night of racing, and a big afternoon of racing, I should say, actually, with the course qualifying coming up, as well as the 10-minute sprint and as well the 15-minute feature race as well, as we will get our little track preview up in just a moment's notice here for this beautiful Belle Isle circuit. If I can find the stuff I'm looking for, I can't find it at the moment. We'll get it soon. So if you guys haven't already, please be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you are notified anytime we go racing here on Infinity Broadcasting, or with the Legends World Challenge, with the iRacing World Challenge next season as well. There is going to be so much on offer for you guys coming up across the rest of this year. And as I mentioned, this is now moving over to SRW next season, ladies and gentlemen. We will be running it through them as a free series. We'll also still be running the Legends World Challenge through iRacing World Challenge as well, as a separate thing, at a separate time slot to the SRW one. But it is a free series. All you need to do for that one is go to www.simracingworld.com.au. That is www.simracingworld.com.au. Register as a driver and then send a message to the SRW Facebook page saying that you have done your registration. If you could get a Discord invite, then you can come into the Discord, register for the series as well. And then you will be ready to go. You'll be ready to go racing, and you'll be rearing and ready to go to come join us for Legends World Challenge. I'll give you a nice little preview of how SRW works, what it's like. If you've been thinking about joining a league and you're not 100% sure, it'll give you a free opportunity to see how everything works in SRW. And, you know, what a better way to do it. You know, you can come join us in SRW, try it out. If you like it, then you pay your subs, you race in all the paid series, such as the supercars, the F3s, the 86s, and the GTDs as well. Got Jackos in the chat saying full send. Hey, it's a full send, full-time Jackos, so it's going to be a big afternoon of racing as always. As qualifying will be getting ready here in just a moment's notice, as we are about to get up our track images now. We have got them here with us. So we'll get a nice little preview of this beautiful Belle Isle. So these images, of course, provided by SimCity TV and Jay Kennedy. Big thank you to him for providing me with these images and some of the track cameras that we normally use. You can see here in Detroit, just south west of Toronto, which then trickle our way down here into what is a little driving island, a little racing island, similarly to Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. It's built on its own little separate island. Here is this little street circuit. It's almost like a park, really, but it is 12 corners, 3.7 or 3.8 Ks, really. It says 14 corners, but the numbers on them only show 12. We started on the main straight, then through turn 1 and turn 2. It's a fast-paced little section of circuit. Very, very difficult and very, very easy to end up in the wall on the right-hand side. But then it's a fast-paced run down towards the first danger zone of this track, turn 3. Hard braking zone. Drivers are going to have to be ultra, ultra careful to not get caught up in any issues that can happen down there at the dreaded turn 3. Then through turn 4, we can see some incidents happening through there, as well as 5. Then across the bridge up towards turn 6, we can see drivers running it wide through there, or getting it over-rotated through there as well and into the wall on either the left or the right-hand side. Then the fast run down the back straight towards turn 7, another big danger zone. Hard braking at the end of a straight, tight corner, pretty much one line as you're trying to get through there in towards the stadium section for 8, 9, 10, and then Continental corner at turn 11, another danger zone at turn 11 as well. Then up through turn 12, fast little corner, and then it's a full pace run through 13 and 14 up towards the main straight. It's going to be fast, it's going to be technical, and it's going to be difficult for these drivers to really maximize on what they are trying to attempt here tonight in terms of trying to get a win on track. but also trying to get a good chunk of points as well. Currently in the championship, it's a 4-horse race at the moment. Jack Anderson currently leads the way in this championship standings. He leads the way by 28 points to Jordan Ferguson and then 30 points to Ash DeVries. Only 2 points separate P2 and P3 in the championship. Then P4 is Tyler Sheaf, who is 48 points behind the leader at the moment. They are the 4 contenders for this championship. What is also up for grabs is P5 in the championship between Johnny Rowe and Pedro Joao Suar. So they are still in contention for that P5 in the championship as well for the final honours. And without Johnny Rowe on track, Joao Suar just needs to get P10 or better in both races tonight, and he will claim that that position in the championship standings. But qualifying is underway now. Cars are out on track, including this man here, Rob Carmichael, who had a great running last week, won the round for Long Beach. We'll see if he can back it up here tonight at the next road course that we have here, next street circuit in Belle Isle. We then move down to Sam Katakazinos, new into the field, has signed up for next season in SRW, gets a nice little race preview for himself for round number 1 next Friday night. Of course, this will be round 1 of the SRW season, so you guys want to get involved in that. And these guys are getting some good race practice in for that one. Same with Tony Baker as well. Ash DeVries, one of the championship contenders. He's out there having a crack here tonight as always. Andrew Rushworth getting a nice little race preview for himself for round 1 of next season. James Boardman. He's had some good performances this season, including at Sandown. I'll be hoping to try and rectify some of the negatives that he had out at Long Beach and just try and get a good running here tonight at Belle Isle. Tyler Sheaf, well, this man here is the outside pick for this championship. If everything blows up in behind him and he manages to get up the front of the field and winning in this race, then, well, he could see himself winning this championship. Pedro Joao Suar out of contention for the championship, in contention for P5, and some honours for himself as well in the Tabasco machine. As I mentioned, just needs 2 top 10 finishes here tonight, and he will claim that P5 in the championship. Jordan Ferguson, well, what a revelation he was at the start of the season. One of the fastest drivers in the field when we were in Europe. As soon as we left Europe, everything all sort of went to shit for Jordan, really. He kind of lost all ability to be able to drive this car. As soon as we left Alton Park, he kind of lost everything out there. Jack Anderson, who's not qualifying, he is having a rear-of-grid start for an incident that happened with him and Johnny Rowe last week at Long Beach. So he's actually been given a penalty for that, which makes the championship hunt a little bit easier for those who are in the fight, including Ferguson, DeVries, and Sheaf, as I mentioned. Steph Piccoli, she's out there, new driver into the field. We also have Seb Vandel, who is not setting a qualifying time. He's not even out on track just yet here. But we're getting to the halfway point of qualifying now. Times are coming in quick and fast for these drivers here tonight. Currently at the front of the field, we have got Rob Carmichael, who is currently sitting on a 146.608, only 0.006 of a second faster than Sam Katakazinos. Andrew Rushworth's currently P3 in the order, 147.5. Boardman with a 147.6. DeVries with a 147.6. Joao Suar, 147.8. And then it's into the 48s for Sheaf and Baker, and then a 49 for Ferguson here. But Katakazinos is currently on a mega run at the moment. He's got 3 purple sectors at the moment as he comes around the final couple of corners here for this run. Up towards the line comes Katakazinos. How is he going to take this one? Is it going to be beneficial for him? Up to the line he comes. Is it going to be pole? 146.629. Unfortunately, not any better than his previous best here at Belle Isle this afternoon. Tyler Sheaf, he's on for some good laps. He goes P6 on the road with a 147.711. As I mentioned, Anderson and Vandel yet to go out on track. Piccoli yet to set a time here in qualifying. DeVries goes P3 with a 147.25 on his last lap. A great run there from the championship contender, getting himself set up perfectly here to try and gain some maximum points over Anderson here in the final round. Vandel is now out on track. We'll see what he can do. We know he's got some phenomenal pace, does the young fella. We'll see if he can put all the pieces together and find himself the puzzle to another win here tonight. Piccoli trying to get a time in at the moment, just struggling right now through this track car combination. Tony Baker through the final couple of corners. He comes now. What is this lap time going to look like here for him? Big slide through turn 13. Up towards 14 he comes now. Previous best was a 48.5. Comes across the line. What's it going to be for him here? A 47.0 there for Baker. Goes up to P3. And all of a sudden, Ferguson is now the only driver not to be in the 47s who has set a lap time here this afternoon. Pedro Joao off the pace a little bit to what he would like to be here tonight. Possibly the field has just gotten a little bit more competitive to what he's used to. Maybe he's just struggling to find that pace. He is on 2 green first sectors and an orange in the middle as well. As he comes up to the 2 final sectors, he has got Carmichael up the road from him. Maybe trying to get a bit of a toe off him here. Through turn 12 he comes. Is it going to be good enough? He's on 2 yellows and 2 greens. Could it be an improvement here for the Portuguese international to come across the line? Carmichael crosses it ahead of him. Doesn't go any better than his previous best. Joao does better his previous best. Goes a 47.808. Still not good enough, though, to pass Sheafy in P7 at the moment. De Vries still unable to match his previous best. Ferguson has had a big slide through the final corner. He's not going to beat his previous best. And Sam Katakazinos is on a mega run up towards the end of this lap. On board with him now. As we can see, he's on a first sector purple, just absolutely dancing the car through the corners, wrestling it through all the corners here of this beautiful Belle Isle circuit. One hell of a challenge is this track, and it's one hell of a challenge in these cars as well. Katakazinos now down towards turn 7. Needs to try and get it under brakes nice and hard here, trying to get nice and pulled up at the 300-meter board. 300-yard board, I should say, through the right-hander. He's only on 2 yellows and 1 purple here. He's trying to find any semblance of pace that he can out of the 068 machine. Down towards the next corner he comes. Does Katakazinos. Up towards the second to last set of corners now. It doesn't look like it's going to be any better than his previous best, but he's had some mega pace so far. Has Katakazinos. Across the line he comes now. Is it good enough for pole position? It is not. It is 2/10 worse than his previous best. He's going to have a minute left to get a time in, but he's going to get cut off. Seb Vandel, though, is on an absolute tear at the moment as he comes through the final 2 sectors. Is the time even going to count, as he had a brush of the wall at any point across this lap? He's on 2 purples and 2 greens. This is going to be an immense run here from the young fella. Across the line he comes, goes 145.876. Good enough for pole position is Seb Vandel at the moment, pipping the rest of the field by 0.6 of a second at least. Back to Rob Carmichael. I don't think there's anyone out there who's going to be able to beat that time at the moment. Boardman's out on track. Joao Soares out on track, as well as Carmichael and Katakazinos, but they don't have enough time to get laps in, unfortunately, for them. So Vandel is looking like he's going to take the pole position here in race number 1 of Belle Isle, and he does indeed. What a run there for Seb Vandel in the number 4 machine. Absolutely phenomenal efforts there in qualifying for him. We'll get the starting grid up for tonight's first heat race of 2. Rob Carmichael, Sam Katakazinos will start on the front 2 rows of the grid. Vandel's time did not count in the end for qualifying. Tony Baker, Ash De Vries, P3 and P4 on the road, ahead of Andrew Rushworth and James Borbin making up the 3rd row of the grid. Tyler Sheaf, Pedro Joao making up the 4th, with Jordan Ferguson and Seb Vandel making up the top 10. Jack Anderson with his rear of grid will start alongside Stephanie Piccoli for our 12 grid slots here tonight. So Vandel showing he has pace, but unfortunately for him it did not count this time by. And he will be starting at the back of the field in behind this man here, Jordan Ferguson. So he will split Ferguson and Anderson. You see them back there, the championship contenders. De Vries is up much further up the road. He has got 5 positions on Ferguson at the moment. If they were to finish like this, De Vries would gain a hell of a lot of points over Ferguson as well as Anderson, and would do him dividends in this championship battle. Carmichael's going to be starting pole position, as I mentioned. He's going to be starting on the front of the grid. And I mean, who could really put a challenge to him at the moment? I mean, Katakazinos has had some great pace, but Rob has been an absolute weapon since last week. we'll see how he is going to go here tonight. We're going to wait for the lights to go up. We're going to wait to go racing here, ladies and gentlemen, at Belle Isle Circuit for the final round of Season 1. As I mentioned, Season 2, 2 conglomerate different seasons in one. Season 2 in SRW, Season 2 here in the Legends World Challenge. A little bit similarly to the ATCC and V8 Supercars back in the late 90s. Just running alongside each other. Sheafy on the grid now. Rushworth on the grid. Just waiting for Katakazinos to get on the grid. There he is on the grid. Lights are going to go up. We're going to get ready to go racing here at Belle Isle, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to get the jump down towards turn 1? Who's going to be able to keep it clean through the first couple of sectors at this beautiful Belle Isle Circuit? Lights are up now. Let's go racing. Carmichael versus Katakazinos on the front row of the grid. And we are go for Belle Isle, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great start by the majority of the field as they come down through turn 1 now and in towards turn number 2. Let's see if they can keep it clean through this second corner. Joao there struggling to try and hold off Seb Vandel as they come down towards turn 3. Carmichael has lost the lead to Sam Katakazinos already. Down in towards 3 now they come. Vandel on the inside line. Oh, Joao Anderson looked to have a little bit of contact there. So did Ferguson and Anderson as well as they come up through turn 4 and 5. Carmichael and Katakazinos lead the way at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, as Piccoli's had a moment in the background and they come through turn 6. You can see Anderson and Joao having a fight here. Joao spun it round on the exit, lucky to keep it out of the wall. Big moment for him though. He now drops outside the top 10. Needs to try and get back in there if he can to get a good chunk of points here this afternoon. Katakazinos and Carmichael though, they're still fighting it out for this win. Baker's in with them as well. We can see Rushworth, De Vries, they're trying to chase them down. At the moment, De Vries will be gaining, I believe, 16 points over Anderson. Will be gaining 20 points over Ferguson. Joao now got that move done on Piccoli in the background. Rushworth's had a brush with the wall. That now moves De Vries up into P4 on the road. Gaining a massive chunk of points here in this first race at the moment over Anderson in this championship battle. He is now currently sitting P2 in the championship if he were to finish here, but he has got a fast approaching Seb Vandel coming up on to the back of him, ladies and gentlemen, trying to put all sorts of pressure on him. Gets the move done on Rushworth and now has the Family Guy machine of Ash De Vries in his sights, in his eye line here. Got him lined up like a man on a rooftop. Has to someone in a crowd of people. Luckily for De Vries, though, he does not have a big red hat on at the moment as they come through turn 3. And Vandel is absolutely rapid in these things. He's just proving that he is one of the most impressive young up-and-comers as well, on the level with Rehan Leonage, Ty Delaney as well. Up through turn 5 they come now, up towards 6. And you can see how much he's already gained over De Vries. He's going to put the pressure all over him down the straight as he looks to get this inside line up towards turn 7. As I believe Jack Anderson's had an incident in the background. That's big damage on him now, as Vandel gets it done on De Vries down the inside at 7. Gets the move done and dusted. Borsman comes through. So does Sheaf. So does Ferguson. Anderson, though, has got massive damage on that car. Big damage at the moment. Joao Soares possibly going to get a free position here from him as he comes into the stadium section. Thanks, Shoz. Oh, this car is not turning at the moment. Joao Soares going to have to try and find a way around him here as they come on through. Oh, that's big contact and a massive moment at the back of the field. Joao Soares tried to get round. Anderson couldn't turn the thing. There's nowhere to go, unfortunately, there for either of them. That's a big moment in this one here. Remembering that Anderson's trying to contest for this championship. Piccoli's come out of the pits now. She now sits a lap down on the field as Katakazinos leads the way, but a big moment there for both of them. Ferguson's also had to bring the car into the lane. So right now the man in the hot seat is Ash de Vries, who is gaining a big chunk of points right now over championship leader Jack Anderson and Jordan Ferguson, who are at the back of the field right now. It definitely was not a grazed deer by Anderson. That was a big shunt that he'd previously taken. Car would not turn. Jurasawa didn't know which way to go, and unfortunately Anderson's car just decided to dart to the right-hand side of track, and Jurasawa was a passenger. But back at the front of the field, Katakazinos leads the way. You can't park there. That's exactly right, Shoz. As Katakazinos leads the way now to Rob Carmichael. Down towards turn 7 they come. We're just about at the halfway point here of race number 1, ladies and gentlemen. As we come through the stadium section once again. Still early doors in tonight's proceedings and this afternoon's proceedings, of course. Through Continental Corner. And they're all just kind of sitting a line and astern now. Now, Baker's going to be under pressure here from Varndell coming up. We know Varndell's got the pace. We know that Baker's shown some pace as well. A little bit of an unknown. I can't really say. I've caught a lot of Tony Baker's previous races before. Do not recognise the name, unfortunately. But I've been impressed by what I've seen here tonight. I've called many of Sam's races as well as Rob's and Varndell's as well. But Baker's the unknown for me. I don't know how he reacts. I don't know how he races. And I don't know how he's going to deal with the pressure here from Varndell. It's the battle of the 4s, though. Number 4 and 04 in behind each other. As Varndell lines him up for turn 3. Wants to get it done. Baker's able just to keep it ahead for the moment. So he's not going to give it up just yet to the Lightning McQueen machine of Sebastian Varndell. Through turn 4 they come now, up towards turn 5. Varndell with a big shot down the inside there. Do they graze? No, they don't. He continues on. Side by side now through turn 6. Varndell wants the switchback now on Baker. Going to get the run down the straight towards turn 7. Varndell's going to get the move done. Absolutely exceptional racing from these two here. Varndell claims the final podium position here for race number 1. Baker settles in to maybe learn a few things from the young fella in behind him. And they look ahead to the end of this race. 3.5 minutes left in this one. So not long to go now for these drivers to get to the checkered flag. But right now, De Vries has also got Baker in his sights as well. He'll be trying to keep that pressure on him. Maybe claim a P4, get even more points over Anderson. At the moment, he would be gaining... What would it be? He'd be gaining 20 points on Jack Anderson right now in the championship. So it'd be big gains for De Vries. It would put him 10 points behind Anderson, meaning he would only need to beat him by 3 positions in the feature race here this afternoon. Of course, De Vries, the driver with the most wins this season. 3 wins across 16 or 15 races at this point, with the 16th race of the season to come up after this one. Through turn 3, De Vries still looking good at the moment. So everyone's kind of settled into their own little rhythms now, trying to keep them off the walls, trying to keep it nice and clean. The whole field has spread out. We have got Ferguson, Jurasawa, these guys are together on track, trying to chase each other down. We've got Rushworth all over the back of De Vries now, looking for that P5 on the road. If we were to get a top 5, none of the regulars who have been here since the start, or at least since Bathurst, would have finished in the top 5 here in race number 1. It would either be all debutants or only drivers who have raced since last week at Long Beach. Through the stadium section they come now. And as I mentioned, you know, this is the sort of track that causes a bit of chaos, and without a safety car, this track then, well, everyone kind of spreads out. Similarly to Long Beach last week, you get the spreading of the field like butter. You know, it's nice and smooth, but you get a couple of bumps along the way, and You know, all of a sudden it's misaligned. I mean, we're looking at the gaps here. We've got 0.3 of a second for the top two, then 1.6 seconds, 2.1, 1.3, 0.8, 5.2, 2.8, 41.0, 1.2, 5.3, and then a minute and 23 seconds. So it's a struggle to keep the whole field nice and congested around a track like this when it is a little bit chaotic. But that's the beauty of Belle Isle. That's the beauty of Long Beach. It's the beauty of Chicago. Is street circuits create chaos, but you can also get these great little battle packs that start to form as everyone starts to get into their groove. I just don't know if it works so well for this kind of sprint round action. Driving it, amazing. For viewing purposes, not so much maybe for, you know, without safety cars, without condensing the field back up, without waiver rounds. But you can't really do very much in a 10-minute race. We have got 15 seconds left to go in this race, though, which means this is the white flag lap. When the leader, Sam Katakazinos, crosses the line, if he crosses the line in P1, he will claim the win here in race number 1 tonight. As he comes down towards turn number 7, he has Rob Carmichael all over the back of him at the moment. As they come into the stadium section now, Carmichael putting all sorts of pressure over Katakazinos at the moment as they come up towards Continental Corner at turn 11. It's the debutant versus the round winner for Long Beach last week. Big slide from Carmichael there on Continental Corner. That's going to lose him the run. That's going to give the advantage to Katakazinos. Just needs to keep it off the wall here in the final couple of corners, and does so there. Carmichael's pushing hard, but it's not going to be enough. Katakazinos is not going to back up into him. He's going to push forward, and he is going to take victory in race number 1 here this afternoon to Rob Carmichael and Sebastian Vandel. Tony Baker is going to get home in P4. Ash DeVries home in P5, just ahead of Andrew Rushworth. It's then James Boardman in P7. Tyler Sheaf comes home in P8 on the road. Ferguson and Jouaswa still continuing their battle for P9 on the road as they come round the stadium section now. Anderson's about 5 seconds off the back of this battle. Through Continental Corner comes Ferguson. I think he's done enough now to survive against Jouaswa. Managed to build himself enough gap across these last couple of laps here through turn 12 and then into 13 as well. It was a good run there for Ferguson. Didn't lose or gain any positions in this race, ironically enough, but has only gained 8 points over championship leader Jack Anderson as he crosses the line. Ferguson come home as P9. Out of Jouaswa in P10. Anderson's going to come home P11. And then Stephanie Piccoli, a lap down, comes home in P12. That being our runners there, the finishing of the runners for race number 1. This has been a big incident happen on track. We got a 5-minute warm-up here, ladies and gentlemen. A nice little 5-minute breather for us to either go get a drink, have a chat, go get yourself a snack if you would like to as well. We may have a bit of an expression session on track. I'm not 100% sure. Let us know, though, what you thought of race number 1. And who you predict could get the advantage going into race number 2 here. Of course, it is the full reverse grid here for race number 2. Stephanie Piccoli will start on pole position ahead of Anderson, Jouaswa, Ferguson as well. Then we look into the likes of Tyler Sheaf, James Boardman, Andrew Rushworth, Ash DeVries, Sebastian Vandel, Rob Carmichael, and Sam Katakazinos as well as Tony Baker. He'll start just ahead of Seb Vandel in this one. So it's going to be a tightly contested field. It's going to be a tightly contested time for these drivers in this second race when it does come up in 4.5 minutes' time. So it should be a good running, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you want to get involved in iRacing World Challenge next season, the Discord link is in the description of this stream. Be sure to click that link, get into the iRacing World Challenge Discord, as Jouaswa is going to head out on track, possibly do a bit of an expression session for us. Get into the Discord, register for next season of the iRacing World Challenge. Jack was saying odds on Ferguson blowing another engine. Well, is he up in time to watch the stream? That's also the question, you know. I would say odds on Ferguson blowing another engine, $2.25, we'll say. $2.25 on Ferguson blowing another engine. We have to talk about the championship standings, actually. How currently things have played out. So, at the end of race number 1, Ash de Vries has now gained 20 points on Jack Anderson, meaning he is now only 10 points behind Anderson going into this race. That means that he now only needs to beat Anderson by 3 positions in race number 2, and de Vries would take the championship. For Ferguson to win this championship, so in the last race he gained 8 points over Anderson. He needs to beat Anderson by 5 positions in this next race. That is what is on offer for them. Unfortunately for Sheafy, he can now no longer win it. He hasn't gained enough points in race number 1 to do so, so Sheafy is now out of contention for the championship. So those are the major players in this one. De Vries, Anderson, Ferguson. Anderson currently still leads the championship going into race number 2. All he needs to do is either beat Ferguson or beat de Vries or finish within the allotted amount of positions between them. As the expression session is over. Nice and quickly with 2 minutes to go here. He's already out of the car. So they're back to our scenic shots of this beautiful Belle Isle track. So that is the current play at the moment. For Anderson to win the championship, he just has to finish within 3 positions of Ash de Vries, or beat him. To beat Ferguson, he just has to finish within 5 positions or beat him. We know how the other two need to finish to win this championship. Sheaf is out of contention for this one. They're going to have 15 minutes to do it. Any amount of chaos can occur in this one. Anything can happen. We saw Anderson hit the wall in race number 1. Took big damage on his car. Put him at the back of the field. Could that cost him this championship? After leading for so long, never missing around this season, for him to win it for him to lose it in the final race would be something absolutely spectacular. So, but it can be done. It can be done. It's happened before. It has happened before. Miracles have happened. Maybe he'll think of his win as a miracle. Who knows? But we've got 15 seconds. We're going to get into the gridding in just a moment's time for race number 2. And we'll see if any of these drivers can back up what they did in race number 1 here this afternoon. If Katakazinos can do the double from the back of the field. If Carmichael can go one better. Tie up the points and win the round on countback. Or if Varndell's going to have anything to say about it here. There is a world. Well, we'll talk about that after the race, actually. But warm-up is over. Done and dusted. Time for race number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, as everyone's going to get gridded up now. And what a way for Anderson now to start this race. He will start P2 on the road and on the front row of the grid. And we'll be ready to... he'll be getting ready to go here. And having a good old attempt at this win. Put your predictions into the chat. Who you think is not only going to win race number 2, ladies and gentlemen, and who you think as well, who you think is going to win this championship. Anderson, Ferguson, de Vries. They are the competitors. They are the ones who will have the best shout at winning this championship here tonight. We already mentioned what they need to do. Ferguson needs to beat Anderson by 5 positions. De Vries needs to beat him by 3. And it is all to play for in the 16th race, the final race of the season. For Joao Suard to finish in the top 5 in the championship, he just has to repeat what he did last race, finish inside the top 10. And he will get a great chunk of points and pass Johnny Rowe for that P5. Piccoli, well, she's going to be under maximum stress starting at the front of the field with a bunch of cars that have proven to be a little bit faster than her around here this afternoon. We're only waiting on Rushworth now to get onto the grid. And we will be ready for the final race of the season. It's maximum pressure moments like this that you stick around for, ladies and gentlemen. Maximum pressure by these drivers. Maximum pressure on their shoulders as well. Anderson, Ferguson, De Vries for the championship. For the final time we go racing for Season 1 of the Legends World Challenge. We are go. Bit of a wiggle off the line there for Piccoli there as Anderson looks to already put the pressure down the inside of her at turn number 1. Down towards turn 2 now. Shirasawa trying to find a line here. Piccoli tries to run it out wide. There's been contact already. Piccoli's in the wall with Shirasawa off turn 3. Rest of the field avoids them. They've had a big cuddle through turn 2. And they've already dropped from the front of the field to the back off that moment. But Anderson now leads the race to Sheaf, to Ferguson. Boardman, though, putting the pressure on Ferguson now. He needs to try and get ahead of Anderson. At the moment, Anderson wins the championship as De Vries and Carmichael battle it out at the back of the field with Vandel as well. Big wiggle there from Carmichael. He's trying to hold him off as De Vries tries to keep the pressure on the 1-2-4 machine. Error 404 trying to win this championship. Up back towards the front now. Anderson and Sheaf lead the way at the moment. To Boardman, to Ferguson, to Rushworth, to Katakazinas, to Carmichael, to Baker, to De Vries, to Vandel, to Joao Suarda, Piccoli, as Ferguson is trying to chase down Boardman. Katakazinas has now gotten the move done on Rushworth. Carmichael gets it done round the outside to his livery twin. So does Baker as well. So Rushworth is dropping positions right now, like bodies dropping at a rally. And up towards the stadium section, he's already dropped now back to P10 on the road. So he is losing a heap of time as Borsman has gone round at Continental Corner. That's a heap of positions lost for him. Possibly could be more if he needs to pit to fix some damage. But Anderson still leads the way here of this 15-minute sprint. As they come up towards the line, he's already built himself quite a nice little gap back to Sheaf. 1.38 seconds is the gap, in fact, for the lead. Katakazinos sets the fastest lap of race 2 here with a 150.32, but these times will come down as we continue to traverse around. But Anderson's now trying to run away from the fast boys who are fast approaching. Sheaf and Ferguson currently hold off Katakazinos and Carmichael off the podium. Remembering, Katakazinos is a former teammate of Sheaf at Velocity Sim Labs. And, well, Ferguson is Sheaf's current teammate for Velocity Racing Team. So we'll see who are going to work together here. As Katakazinos has already now gotten past Ferguson, who also drops a spot here to Carmichael. So it's like he's trying to hand Anderson the championship. Vandel's also going to make his way through. So all of a sudden, Ferguson's now dropping positions like a kid dropping Pokemon cards in the wind. Baker looks to get another position gained as well. And all of a sudden, De Vries is now all over the back of Ferguson too. So he is struggling here at Belle Isle, possibly carrying a little bit of damage into the braking zone they come. Baker gets the move done. Great move down the inside. Oh, De Vries tried to follow him through. Big wiggle, though, cuts him off at the last moment as he comes round in towards the stadium section. Looks to get the inside line on Ferguson now. Side by side between them, they have a little brush together. They're trying to paint the perfect picture here of a battle, and De Vries gets the move done. Ferguson ends up with a useless painting in his hands and saying, hey, why have I just lost 6 odd positions in the span of 1 lap? Anderson is still 1.6 seconds ahead of Tyler Sheaf now in P2, but Sam Katakazinos and Rob Carmichael are on an absolute tear up the field. The previous top 3 of race number 1 currently sit how they were in race number 1 with Katakazinos out of Carmichael and Vandel. Jack was saying, great having the Sheafmeister as a part of VRT. Well, he's been doing incredibly well. And it has been beneficial for him for sure, especially in the Legends. As we come up towards turn 3, big dive now from Carmichael on Katakazinos. Gets it done, and Sheaf has contact! There's contact with Katakazinos and Carmichael as well. Vandel's going to be the big gainer out of this. as Carmichael still held the position here against Katakazinos and Sheaf and Vandel. Baker wants to get involved too, but that's big contact between them. De Vries has had some contact too. He's now dropped down towards the back of the field. Ferguson still dropping positions here to Rushworth and Boardman as they continue on, but it is maximum pressure moments like this. This is the kind of stuff you get from the Legends World Challenge, ladies and gentlemen, as Carmichael leads this little 5-car battle pack, trying to chase down Jack Anderson at the moment. Rushworth still trying to hold off Ferguson and Boardman as well. In through the stadium section they come. And you see Boardman, all the pressure on the back of Ferguson, trying to force the mistake. We know that Boardman was carrying some damage, and that's not going to help him hard into the wall. And De Vries has caught him on the way through Continental Corner as well. It's starting to go off here in the feature race. Shiraswa's now going to get a free position into P10. Boardman's race could be done and dusted of any hopes of a top 10 finish here, as De Vries now was just a sitting duck in that moment. He has to continue on. He has to try and push forward here. Needs to hope that Anderson makes any semblance of a mistake, but he's currently 2.8 seconds ahead of P2 on the road. Rob Carmichael at the moment is champion-elect Jack Anderson, but look at the pack in behind. Carmichael, Vandel, Sheaf, Katakazinos and Baker all chasing him down. They're going to go too wide through turn 3. Katakazinos is trying to get this done here on Sheaf. Baker's trying to look for a laneway that he can just sneak his car through. But Sheafy here just trying to defend anything he can, but it's hard into the wall. That's going to drop him pace. That's going to drop him off this pack and should make it nice and easy for Tony Baker to get this move done when he tries to line this up at turn 7, as you would assume he will do, as he has the pace down the straight now on Sheafy. The moments here are absolutely getting sent into the wall hard for a lot of these drivers. Jack is saying, hope Carmichael paid postage for that sent. Oh, mate, he licked the stamp and sent that one. So they come through turn 7. De Vries saying, big ask for De Vries. It's a big ask. It is a big ask for this to happen. He needs Anderson to drop off the lead of the field into the back end of the field, and for De Vries to get past Ferguson. That would win him the championship. But right now, Anderson looks to have this thing wrapped up in a tight little bow, locked up under lock and key, like a schoolgirl's diary. And he's hiding his secrets and running away from them now, but from Carmichael and Vandel, who are fast approaching. They've got some massive pace. Last lap, it was 2.8 seconds. This lap, it's 2.1 seconds. They have gained 0.7 of a second over one lap. Vandel sets fastest lap of the race, 146.314. In behind Carmichael's 146.864. As they come down towards 3, Vandel had a little bit of a scrape of the wall there in the Lightning McQueen machine. He's trying to ka-chow himself up towards the lead of this race. Which rims are we talking of, Jackos? Your rims or Vandel's rims? The red rims of yours? Because the red rims are pretty sick. I don't mind Seb's, though, which are just full-on chrome, chrome silver. I can hear Jaws music, yep. Exactly, yeah. It's the... dun-dun, dun-dun. That's what they're doing right now in behind you. Just chasing you down as fast as possible. Katakazinos is now off of this battle. These two are having a nice little inter-team scrap between them. Down towards turn 7 they come now. Just working together here, trying to get up on the back of you. On the back of Anderson, I should say. 1.5 seconds is now the gap. They've gained immensely over the leader, and it may only be a matter of time before they take this lead from him. Battle it out between themselves. Battle continues in the background between Baker, Sheaf, and Rushworth. Halfway through this race, guys, it's halfway to go. Anderson's looking good here to claim this championship and possibly a podium finish or even a top 5 here in race number 2. Jouasua currently has P5 in the championship locked up, but he's carrying heavy damage on his car. He's got Boardman about 39 seconds in behind him at the moment. Stephanie Piccoli is a lap down, so he's not under pressure from going into P12. Ferguson P9 on the road at the moment has now gotten De Vries past him at this point in time. De Vries now P8 on the road. If Anderson were to drop out of the lead and to P11 on the road where Borsman is, De Vries would win the championship. So he needs Anderson to get into the wall. As Sheaf now loses another position to Andrew Rushworth. In through turn 3 they come. Rushworth's going to get the move done. Sheafy is struggling at the moment for pace. He cannot hold this together right now. He's already dropped out of the top 5. Back into P7 now. As Carmichael and Varndell have Anderson in their view, in their line of sight. On board now with Rob Carmichael in the 1-2-4 machine. He has Varndell in behind him, as I mentioned. You can see that Carmichael's actually had a little bit of a tap on the back of his car there, possibly from Varndell trying to push him along. As they fast approach Jack Anderson up the road from him in the car now with Varndell. All sorts of pressure on the back of Carmichael from the number 4. Through Continental Corner. They've gained 2.1 seconds on Anderson over the last 2 laps, ladies and gentlemen. 2.1 seconds in 2 laps is what they have caught Anderson by. In fact, it's going to be even more. It's going to be about 2.2 to 2.3 seconds on him in 2 laps. Lap 9 out of this race. 11 minutes into this one. 4 minutes to go in this race. 4 minutes for Anderson to survive and take his 3rd win of the season, to equal De Vries' record of most wins this season with 3. Most wins overall in any championship we've ever run. Varndell, all the pressure now is on Carmichael. Looks to get it done down the inside, down at turn 3. Bit of a wiggle under brakes. Gets the move done. And now sits P2 on the road. And as it currently stands, Varndell, Carmichael, Katakazinas all sit on equal points this round. The difference between them is Katakazinos will be winning the round because he has the best qualifying position on countback. Now, actually no, at this current point, Carmichael will be winning the round. Wait. No, Katakazinos still would because he has a race win. So at the moment, Katakazinos will be winning the round because he has a race win here tonight. That's how countback works. If Varndell was to win this race, Katakazinos would win the round still on countback for his qualifying position. Now, I know Carmichael had pole, but because he hasn't actually taken a win, he gets cancelled out of the scenario for the first lot of countback. As Varndell puts all the pressure now on Anderson, Carmichael's going to let Seb do the work here as they come through the second to last corner. 2.5 minutes to go of this race. 2.5 minutes to go of this championship. 2.5 minutes for Anderson to survive at the front of the field and survive and win his 3rd race of the season here, ladies and gentlemen. Through turn 1 and turn 2 they come now. Varndell with all sorts of pressure over the 31. We're going to have 2 laps to go in this race. Up towards turn 3. We'll see if Varndell's going to send it here on Anderson, as the 31's just trying to hold on for dear life here. 2-3 they come. Varndell not willing to send it at that point in time. Anderson with all the pressure put on him right now. We'll be hoping to not crack like an egg as he comes through turn 5 up towards 6. De Vries will be hoping for an absolute miracle right now. He has got the job done on Sheafy, but he'll be hoping for an absolute miracle of Anderson colliding into the wall for him to win the championship. That's his only hope at this stage, is for Anderson to drop pace, be forced to pit for a mechanical black flag. Apart from that, there's nothing he can do at the moment. As Varndell continues this pressure point on the neck of Jack Anderson, trying to gain the crown here and get a race win in the Legends World Challenge. Big wiggle from Anderson. You can tell the pressure's getting to him at the moment. Varndell, like a lion playing with his food, Just trying to find a laneway as Anderson's cracked under the pressure and gone hard into the wall. All of a sudden, De Vries has a chance if this is too much damage for Anderson's car to handle. Van Dell now all over the back of him. White flag lap, less than 1/10 or less than 4/10 of a second. Separate the top three cars on the road. Van Dell's going to have big pace advantage over Anderson. All he can do is cover the inside line. All he can do is hope and pray that he's going to be able to get this done. Down towards the braking zone now of turn 3. Van Dell and Carmichael battling for what could be the lead of this race. Anderson trying to hang on. Van Dell around the outside. Oh, big slide from Anderson. Contact with Carmichael. Katakazinos is going to come on through. And all of a sudden, Anderson, who led every single lap in this race, has lost it all in the span of 3 corners. And is now down back into P4. Just needs to consolidate. Just needs to get to the end of the race. He just has to beat De Vries. He doesn't need these positions for this championship. All he needs is to beat De Vries at the moment. He needs to keep it out of the wall, just has to get to the checkered. If De Vries were to get past him, if Anderson were to fall to the back of the field, De Vries would win the championship. But it's looking insurmountable at the moment. Van Dell, though, leader in this race, into the stadium section for the final time. For the final time this race, for the final time this season. Down through Continental Corner at turn 11 now. He did well to chase down the whole field through race number 1, got to P3, did it again in race number 2, got to P1 this time by Seb Van Dell, though. The celebrations have already begun. The drifts around the final couple of corners is going to take the win in race number 2 of final round action here for Belle Isle here tonight. Carmichael in P2, Katakazinos in P3, Anderson crucially P4 on the road. Anderson is your winner of the Season 1 Legends World Challenge Championship here at Belle Isle. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Jack Anderson. Tony Baker in P5. Andrew Rushworth, P6 here tonight. De Vries, P2 in the championship. Possibly P1 in our hearts, who knows. P7 on the road here tonight. Tyler Sheaf in P8. Ferguson, P3 in the championship. P9. Jurasua got into P5 in the championship, P10 here tonight. Boardman, P11. Piccoli, 1 lap down, P12. And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is how you could best describe the final running for the championship here for Season 1. What a running this season. We have Mr. Anderson in the waiting room. We'll drag him in. Mr. Anderson, you are the Season 1 Legends World Challenge champion here. And you celebrated the right way by getting sent onto your roof at the exit of Turn 3 by someone else.
Yeah, I think that might have been you, actually. So either you or Pedro, I can't remember.
Quite possibly. We may be one and the same. Who knows?
Yeah, so thanks for that. But no, it was good. It was really good to win. I know it's sometimes a bit sus when the organizer wins his own series, but I actually had to work for that one. Especially coming into the last race, I definitely thought that Ashos might have gotten enough points to get past me and to actually come away with it. So it was good.
I should have pre-set up the soundbite of, well, when you know who won the pony. I'll have to tell you that. I'll have to tell that story another day to the people home. I think I've told you it before, but yeah, I mean, immense season. I mean, arguably you were one of the favourites at the start, alongside the likes of Linzell and Ferguson, and then Jordan just dropped off like his sleeping pattern. He just dropped off as soon as we left England. He was done. He couldn't really get anywhere near the podium, and then it sort of became a battle between you and Ashos for the lead of the championship at that point. And then by the end of it, it came out to being between the three of you. And then in this race, obviously, race 1, you had big damage, had the contact in the stadium section, had to pit, dropped to the back of the field. All of a sudden, De Vries has gained 20 points on you. He needs to beat you by 3 spots. So it's like, especially on that last lap when you lost the lead, was it then consolidation mode at that point, especially when you'd hit the wall and you're like, right, I just got to get it to the end. I can't force myself to push too hard here.
Yeah, so basically I reckon Jordan might have actually just stayed in England time when from after we've migrated from there. But I also think, yeah, as soon as I hit the wall, I'm like, there's no way I can keep these guys behind me, so I may as well just um, let them go. Like I tried to defend in turn 3, but not too hard. I grabbed the curb and obviously almost killed myself, which was not a very smart thing to do. But other than that, there's
I
the hit
know.
from
I
Pedro.
know. There was
Shout
the
out to
big send.
Pedro.
Big old
Um,
Pedro.
but yeah, in the end, I just thought there's not like I'm risking more if I defend it hard than to just give them the position. So, big shout out to Ash though. Like, I'm really keen to see what he can bring for next season, and I'm sure that with the different tracks that we're going to announce tonight for the iRacing World Challenge calendar, that it should be good. And some tracks that I've never driven haven't driven in a very long time. So
Well, not just that. It's the calendar runs pretty much. SRW runs and LWC runs right after. So you get little hint for anyone who might know the SRW calendar. It's the same calendar, but slightly shorter. So they'll be able to get a race practice in if they're racing in SRW and then race iRacing World Challenge straight after, and get a second opportunity to get a better finish at that track. Obviously, this means that people who race this week have the opportunity to race at Belle Isle 3 times in the span of 7 days. So they get so much practice that by the time of our first race for iRacing World Challenge next Friday, all of a sudden they are absolutely ballistically quick, and they're so used to Belle Isle that they can really put a proper challenge into possibly winning a race. Of course, there's whispers as well of another series being run through iRacing World Challenge 2. Conversations are still happening with that one, whether that's actually going to happen or not, being that we're still going to run Legends. But it's exciting times. Exciting times for Legends Racing, exciting times for Legends World Challenge, exciting times for the iRacing World Challenge as well, because there's so much racing happening. It's all happening for free. And so there's no excuses for anyone who might be thinking about signing up and saying umming and ahhing. You can just come and do it. Come and have a crack. It's a great time. We had some great drivers out there this season. Graham Fireland, who was looking strong. Unfortunately, life got in the way. Hopefully he returns for next season. Hopefully we can get the likes of possibly Sean Lindsell back out there, Carmichael, Vondell, all those guys, and have a really competitive championship going next season to try and bring more drivers in for the season after that, going into season 4 of iRacing.
yeah, 100%. Basically, we've had a couple people even just signing up in the last couple of days as well, like 4 or 5 people. So it's looking really. I'm really excited for season 2. Obviously, we're going to run in SRW, and on the Friday at 6 p.m. the race or the lobby will open, and that'll finish around 7:15. And then our series is one, the iRacing World Challenge. It's Legends Series 2. Will begin at 7:30, and it'll have like the half an hour practice like we do now. Yeah, and we're potentially running an MX5 series. We're I'm ahhing about it, and just trying to finalize whether we do it now or whether we wait until next season. Which, of course, we are going to be doing a shortened season to try and get on track to where we want to run our series, which is start them on the second week of the iRacing series. So it'll be a 7-week series for season 2 of the iRacing World Challenge.
Yep, so we go from 8 rounds to 7, and then we go up to 10. So it's going to be all over the place for some of our drivers to try and figure out how they can best put their time together, but it should be a good challenge for them nonetheless. Let us know, mate, who helps get you out on track. Anyone else you want to give a shout out to as well. Thank you for coming to have a chat to me once again. Thanks for putting on the series, and a big congratulations for your championship win. Wouldn't you know who won the pony? It's Jack Anderson, who will be running the number 1 next season, the absolute sweat lord himself. But yeah, you can let us know who helps gets you on track and gives you the support, mate.
All my teammates at Velocity Racing Team, the faster, not the faster, the better velocity. Let's put that rivalry out there. Let's start that SRW rivalry. And Cheeky Squirt, they always help us with being a sponsor for a long time. The type 1 diabetes awareness, and just all the boys, and obviously you for broadcasting it all, and everyone who gets around it. Just want to thank everyone for being a part of season 1, and hopefully see a bunch of you boys and more for season 2. It should be good.
Well, hopefully it can be bigger and better coming into season 2 and beyond. Jack Oz, great run this season. Go get yourself a towel to wipe off all the sweat that you would have had from not only defending your win here tonight, but unfortunately missed out on the win, but also from all the sweat that you would have accumulated across this season, being that you are going to be running number 1 next season. Best of luck for next week for round 1 of both series happening. And we'll see how you go next season, if you can back it up once again, or if this was or if you're a one-trick pony.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'm pretty sure that I've sweated more than the water inside the Titanic's pool. So, thank you. Just thanks again for putting together your awesome broadcasts.
No worries.
I doubt that I'll be able to back it up with the fast pace of a lot of the boys that are joining as well, and Ashos.
Well, and, you might need to be sweating like
a full season.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Might be sweating like a Secret Service agent against some of these boys, because they're incredibly quick out there. So, oh yeah. All right, mate. I'll let you go. We'll chat soon. Best of luck for next season, and I'll sign us out.
All right. Thanks, mate.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will bring an end, though, to our series here for Season 1 of the Legends World Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed your time with us here this season. If you have, please be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing here with the Legends World Challenge and any other iRacing World Challenge series as well. If you guys want to get involved, be sure to click the Discord link in the description and sign up for next season. It is beginning next Friday. So we're not going to have much of a break between the Legends World Challenge. It's only going to be about 5 days or so, so be sure to get in on all the action here. I've been Hamish Munro, though. This has been the Legends World Challenge here on Infinity Broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys next time here for round number 1 of next season, where we'll be back here at Belle Isle next Friday night. And the broadcast will be happening on Sunday, as always, for this series. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Legends World Challenge, burning up the track. Tires squealing.